Okay, guys, this is gonna be the lesson for Tuesday, August 11th. If you missed any of it, feel free to come here and check it out. I made a PowerPoint for you of the story. If it's easier for you to read in your book, then take out your big book, your textbook, and turn to page 56. That's where the story will be. This is all aboard Elijah McCoy's steam engine. This is a biography. It's a true story about Elijah. It is by Monica Colling, illustrated by Bill Slavin. Here's our essential question. Here's something I want you to think about as we are reading this lesson. How can problem solving lead to new ideas? So we talk a lot about that in math, right? Struggling, making mistakes, changing course. How can doing that lead to new ideas? So keep that in your mind as you're reading this story. We're going to read about Elijah McCoy's idea, find out how it made train travel safer and faster. All right, page 57. Summer days were mowing days in Colchester, Ontario. Elijah McCoy watched his father cut the tall grass. He was waiting for the machine to break. When it did, he jumped for joy. Elijah was only 6, but already he was good at tinkering with tools. Elijah McCoy was born in 1844. His parents had come to Canada on the Underground Railroad. They didn't talk much about the slave days. Elijah and his 11 brothers and sisters kept them busy. Elijah's mother and father saved every penny they could to send Elijah to school. At 16, he crossed the ocean to study in Scotland. Elijah had a dream. He wanted to work with machines. He wanted to become a mechanical engineer. So I want you to stop right here. And it says, what happened after Elijah's mom and dad saved every penny? So if you're watching this for the first time, I want you to go back and reread page 58. And you're looking for what happened after. So you want to find Elijah's mom and dad saved every penny. And then what happened next? What happened after that? Let's go back and look at it. So Elijah McCoy was born, I'm going to reread the page because that's what it said. Elijah McCoy was born in 1844. His parents had come to Canada on the Underground Railroad. They didn't talk much about the slave days. Elijah and his 11 brothers and sisters kept them busy. Elijah's mother and father saved every penny they could to send Elijah to school. At 16, he crossed the ocean to study in Scotland. Elijah had a dream. He wanted to work with machines. He wanted to become a mechanical engineer. So we're going to find this sentence right here that says, at 16. I'm sorry. Elijah's mother and father saved every penny they could to do what? To do what? Why did they do that? What happened next? In 1866, Elijah finished school in Scotland. His family now lived in Michigan. One day, a locomotive rolled into the station with Elijah on board. His mind was crackling with ideas. In Michigan, he was going to be an engineer. Elijah went looking for work at the Michigan Central Railroad. It takes learning to be an engineer, said the boss, spitting at Elijah's feet. I got ashcat work if you want it. Ain't hard. You bell it in, you grease the pig. Excuse me? Said Elijah. You shovel coal into the firebox, replied the boss slowly. You oil the wheels. You oil the bearings. It's not hard. How do you feel about the boss? How do you feel about the boss? Go back to page 61 and reread about the boss and tell me how do you feel about him, and then find text evidence to support your answer. Remember, text evidence is when we find it directly in the text. It's the words the author uses. Let's go back and look at that. We'll get down here where it says, I want you to reread the whole one, but I'm going to get right here where it says, it takes learning to be an engineer, said the boss, spitting at Elijah's feet. I got ashcat work if you want it. Ain't hard. You bell it in, you grease the pig. Excuse me, said Elijah. You shovel coal into the firebox, replied the boss slowly. You oil the wheels, you oil the bearings. It's not hard. What do you think? What do you think of boss? What do you think about boss? Support your answer with text evidence. So get your answer and then go back and find that text evidence that says, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That's your proof. What a letdown. Elijah knew engines inside and out. He knew how to design them. He knew how to build them. He also knew the boss didn't think much of him because he was black. But Elijah needed work, so he took the job. The steam locomotive was exciting. People called it the Iron Horse. It was a fire-breathing monster. When it had a head of steam, it was faster than a horse and buggy. Feeding coal into the firebox was hot, hard work. It was also tricky. The fire boiled the water. The boiling water made steam. The steam worked the machinery. If the fire got too hot, the boiler might explode. If it wasn't hot enough, the train wouldn't move, or it couldn't climb the smallest hill. Elijah went to work in old clothes, and Ashcat's job was a dirty one. Soon Elijah was covered in soot and cinders. So this is what it looks like to be an Ashcat. This is what it looks to be an Ashcat. Look at all that hard work. Look at their face, look at their hands. Look at what they're doing. And last question I want you to kind of talk about with someone at your house. How did Elijah feel about his job as an Ashcat? He liked it, he didn't like it, and then why? Don't just say, oh, he liked it. No. How do you feel about it, and then why? Use that text evidence to support your answer. And you're just going to go back to page 62 and 63 and just read these 2 pages over again and tell me, how did he feel and why did he feel that way? Now you finish reading the story, you're going to do this stop and check. And it's going to be an assignment called Stop and Check on Google Classroom. All right, stop and check. And I want you to think of, how did Elijah feel about his job as an Ashcat? Read and find your answer. So after you talked about it with someone at your house, then I want you to answer that on Google form. All right? And that is our reading lesson for Tuesday. I forgot what day it was. Tuesday, August 11th. Sorry, I'm thinking of too many things right now. Tuesday, August 11th.